Why do some people fail despite having the same opportunities as others? This is a question we rarely ask, because the answer is far more disturbing than we'd like to admit. We tell ourselves that success is about intelligence, hard work, or luck. That if we just keep trying, things will eventually fall into place. But deep down, you've seen the truth. Two people standing at the same starting line. One rises, the other stays stuck. Why? Most will blame external forces, bad luck, an unfair system, or circumstances beyond their control. But what if the real reason is something far more uncomfortable? What if some people fail because they are trapped in a cycle of their own making? Nietzsche believed that most people are not victims of fate, but of a deeper psychological prison, one they willingly reinforce every single day. And that's what we're about to uncover. We've all been told the same story. Work hard, stay disciplined, and success will follow. But if that were true, why are there millions of people grinding away in dead-end jobs, struggling endlessly, while others seem to rise effortlessly? Hard work alone isn't enough. In fact, it can be a trap. Think about it. The world is full of people who never stop working, but they never seem to break free. They exhaust themselves, believing that effort alone will lead to results, without ever questioning what kind of work they're doing. Nietzsche argued that success is not about how much effort you put in, but where you direct it. Effort without power, without understanding the game, is wasted motion. Some people fail not because they don't work hard, but because they work hard on the wrong things. And this is where Nietzsche's most brutal truth comes in. According to Nietzsche, most people live in a self-imposed prison. They follow rules designed to keep them weak. They believe in fairness, in playing it safe, in waiting for rewards that never come. He called this slave morality, a system of beliefs that convinces people to accept their place in life rather than rise above it. The truth: some people will always lose, not because they are unlucky, but because they refuse to take control of their own power. The question is, are you one of them? There are two types of people in this world: those who take control and those who surrender it. Nietzsche described this divide as slave morality versus master morality. Most people live by slave morality, seeking comfort, approval, and fairness. They believe in rules that were never designed for their success. They wait for opportunities instead of creating them. On the other hand, those who follow master morality reject the illusion of fairness. They don't wait for permission to act. They shape their own values, define their own path, and embrace the discomfort that comes with real power. The difference between the two? One believes the world should be fair. The other understands that it never was and never will be. The question is, which one are you? Society has taught us that comfort equals success, a stable job, a predictable life, and the approval of others. This is what most people chase. But Nietzsche warned that this pursuit of comfort is exactly what keeps people weak. Slave morality convinces people that struggle is bad, that safety is the ultimate goal. But safety is a cage. The more you avoid discomfort, the weaker you become. Think about it. Why do some people stagnate while others thrive? It's not intelligence or talent. It's the willingness to embrace struggle. Those who seek comfort avoid risk. They stay passive, waiting for life to hand them success. But life doesn't work that way. The real winners, they step into discomfort. They endure. And because of that, they rise. Most people believe power is about dominance. But Nietzsche had a different view. Real power isn't about controlling others. It's about controlling yourself. The greatest paradox of strength is that it only comes through struggle. Hardship is not something to be avoided. It is something to be embraced. Nietzsche believed that those who seek power must first master themselves. Look at history. Every great thinker, leader, and innovator faced brutal struggles. They were shaped by hardship, not ease. They were willing to suffer, and because of that, they gained control over themselves and the world around them. Those who refuse to struggle, they remain weak, dependent, and powerless. So ask yourself, are you avoiding the very thing that could make you powerful? It's easy to blame the system, bad luck, or circumstances for failure. But Nietzsche rejected the victim mindset entirely. He believed that most people are not victims of external forces. They are victims of their own thinking. They refuse to take control, and instead, they convince themselves that they can't. This is the most dangerous lie of all. Reality is brutal. Yes, the world is unfair. But Nietzsche argued that true power comes from realizing that it doesn't matter. What matters is whether you take control anyway. So here's the hard truth. Are you actually powerless? Or have you just convinced yourself that you are? Because in the end, you only have two choices: take control or stay trapped. Life isn't about happiness, it's about power. Nietzsche's will to power is the idea that all living things are driven by an instinct to dominate, grow, and impose their influence on the world. Everything, ambition, survival, even creativity, is an expression of this force. The strong embrace it, the weak deny it. Society tells you that happiness is the ultimate goal, that comfort, stability, and peace are what you should strive for. But nature disagrees. The truth is, life rewards those who fight for power, not those who wait for fairness. Look at history. Empires were not built by those who sought happiness. They were built by those who understood power, those who imposed their will on the world. The same is true today. The people who rise are not the ones who play it safe. They are the ones who take what they want. The question is, are you willing to fight for your place, or will you be left behind? From childhood, we are taught a simple formula. Be kind, work hard, and success will follow. But Nietzsche would call this a trap. Think about it. If being good and hardworking were enough, wouldn't the most honest, diligent people be the most successful? Yet in reality, they are often the most exploited. Why? Because they follow rules designed to benefit others, not themselves. The system tells you to be patient, to wait for recognition, to trust that fairness exists. But Nietzsche believed that fairness is an illusion, created by those in power to keep others obedient. The world doesn't reward those who wait, it rewards those who take. If you are still hoping that playing by the rules will lead you to success, ask yourself this: who wrote those rules, and who benefits from you following them? The greatest figures in history did not wait for permission to succeed. They rejected the lie of fairness, and instead imposed their own will on the world. Take Napoleon Bonaparte. He was born into obscurity, but he refused to accept his fate. He seized power, defied every expectation, and shaped Europe according to his vision. Or consider Steve Jobs, a man who was fired from his own company, but refused to play the victim. Instead, he built something better, returned to Apple, and revolutionized technology. Then there's Elon Musk, a man who ignores convention, challenges entire industries, and succeeds precisely because he doesn't follow the script. What do they all have in common? They refused to accept the world as it was. They shaped it according to their will. The world does not belong to those who wait. It belongs to those who decide they deserve more. We live in the most comfortable era in human history. And yet, people are more anxious, depressed, and unfulfilled than ever before. Why? Because comfort is a trap. Nietzsche warned that too much ease weakens the spirit. When life is too easy, people lose their drive. They stop striving, stop challenging themselves, and slowly decay into mediocrity. Look at modern society. Dopamine addiction keeps people chasing short-term pleasure instead of long-term success. Learned helplessness convinces them that they have no power over their own lives. And the decline of ambition is encouraged because weak, passive people are easier to control. But here's the truth. Struggle is what makes you strong. Discomfort is what fuels growth. Those who avoid hardship remain weak. Those who embrace it, they rise. So ask yourself, are you seeking comfort or are you seeking power? Because you can't have both. Most people don't fail because they lack intelligence or talent. They fail because they are afraid to stand out. Nietzsche argued that society conditions people to conform, to think like the group, act like the group, and never challenge the status quo. Why? Because those in power don't want individuals. They want a herd, and the herd punishes those who dare to be different. When you step outside of societal norms, you risk rejection, criticism, even isolation. That's why most people never try. They stay silent. They stay small. They trade their potential for acceptance. But the greatest minds in history, Nietzsche, Socrates, Galileo, Tesla, were all ridiculed in their time. And yet, they shaped the future. So the question is, will you live for approval or will you live for power? Because you cannot have both. We're taught from childhood that life is fair, that if we follow the rules, work hard, and stay patient, success will come. But Nietzsche saw this as the greatest lie ever told. Look around. The most successful people aren't necessarily the most hardworking or the most moral. They are the ones who understand that life isn't about fairness, it's about power. Most people fail not because they lack potential, but because they believe in a system that was never designed to reward them. The truth, the rules of society exist to maintain order, not to make you successful. If everyone played fair, there would be no advantage, no hierarchy, no winners. And yet, the world is full of them. So ask yourself, are you waiting for life to reward you? Or are you ready to take what you deserve? Because in the real world, power doesn't go to those who wait. It goes to those who decide. People think power is about control, about bending others to their will. But Nietzsche had a different view. True power isn't about controlling the world. It's about controlling yourself. Most people are ruled by fear, doubt, and the opinions of others. They let external forces dictate their choices. But real power belongs to those who master their own minds, those who train their instincts, who learn to act instead of react, who break free from the need for validation. Think of the greatest leaders, thinkers, and innovators. Their power didn't come from dominance. It came from self-mastery. They refused to be controlled by emotions, by social expectations, by the illusions of morality and fairness. The only real power in this world is the ability to shape yourself into something stronger. The question is, do you own your mind, or does the world own it for you? This is where most people check out, because accepting this truth is painful. It means admitting that no one is coming to save you, that the rules you were taught to believe in were never meant to help you, that if you want power, you have to take full responsibility for your own existence. Most people can't handle that. It's easier to blame society, bad luck, or external forces. It's easier to believe that the game is rigged than to admit you've been playing it wrong all along. But here's the thing. Pain is the price of power. The discomforts of truth is the first test. If you reject it, you stay weak. If you embrace it, you become something more. So ask yourself, Will you keep believing the lie, or will you finally take control? Everything begins with a choice to live passively, waiting for opportunities, or a choice to take control and shape your own reality. Nietzsche's will to power isn't just about ambition. It's about developing an unbreakable mindset, a mindset where you stop reacting to life and start imposing your will upon it, where obstacles are no longer excuses but fuel for growth. Most people let life happen to them. They wait, they hesitate, they follow. But Nietzsche believed that true success comes only to those who actively create it. That means breaking free from self-doubt, eliminating the need for external validation, and embracing the struggle as part of the journey. Imagine if you stopped seeking approval, stopped waiting for permission, stopped believing that life owed you anything. How would your life change? Those who embrace the will to power don't hope for a better future. They make it happen. The question is, are you ready to step into that power? Nobody wants to suffer, but Nietzsche argued that suffering is not just necessary. It's the price of greatness, rejection, failure, pain. These are the things most people fear. They see them as signs to give up, but Nietzsche saw them as the ultimate test. Think about the most powerful figures in history. They were all rejected before they were respected. They all suffered before they succeeded. Because power is not given. It is earned through struggle. Most people avoid pain at all costs. They take the easy route, hoping to bypass rejection. But that's exactly why they stay weak. The truth is, every rejection is an opportunity to toughen your mind. Every failure is a lesson that makes you stronger, if you let it. Nietzsche's philosophy is brutal, but honest. Only those who embrace suffering will ever rise above it. So ask yourself, will you let pain break you, or will you let it forge you into something greater? Nietzsche's ideas aren't just theory, they are a blueprint for transformation. If you want to stop losing, start with these 3 principles. 1. Challenge your own beliefs. Most people fail because they live by rules that were never meant to help them. Stop assuming life is fair. Stop believing success will come if you just wait long enough. Redefine reality on your own terms. 2. Embrace discomfort. Weakness is born from ease. Strength is built through adversity. Seek out challenge. Put yourself in difficult situations. Train your mind to thrive under pressure. Comfort will destroy you. Discomfort will make you unstoppable. 3. Detach from herd mentality. The world rewards those who think for themselves. But independent thought comes at a cost. Criticism, isolation, resistance. Most people will never stand alone. But the ones who do, they change the world. So the real question isn't whether Nietzsche was right. The real question is, will you have the courage to live by these principles? Right now, you stand at a crossroads. 2 paths stretch before you. One is familiar, safe, and predictable. The other is uncertain, uncomfortable, and filled with struggle. Most will choose the first path. They will continue waiting, following the same rules, hoping that success will somehow find them. But a rare few, will choose the second. They will reject passivity. They will embrace the struggle. They will take control. Nietzsche's philosophy isn't just theory. It's a challenge, a test of will. Because only those who dare to break free from the cycle of weakness will ever rise above it. So ask yourself, will you take control of your destiny, or will you remain trapped by your own limitations? The choice is yours. But remember, choosing nothing is still a choice. Here's the reality. Most people won't act on this. They will hear these words, nod in agreement, and then go right back to their old patterns. Why? Because change is uncomfortable. Because it's easier to believe in fairness, in luck, in waiting for life to improve on its own. But Nietzsche knew the truth. Life doesn't reward those who wait. It rewards those who take. Those who dare to question everything they were taught. Those who accept that power is not given, but taken. So before you move on to the next distraction, ask yourself one thing. Are you going to be one of them? Or are you going to be the exception? Because in the end, only a handful of people will have the courage to act. Will you be one of them? Now, it's up to you. You've seen the truth. You know the rules of the game. So what will you do with it? Will you let this moment pass? Will you keep waiting for something to change? Or will you step forward, take control, and start shaping your own fate? Let me know in the comments. Do you agree with Nietzsche's brutal truth? Or do you think he was wrong? And if this message spoke to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because real power begins with a single decision. The decision to act.